investigator or something like that?
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little later on, though.
Do well on that. I went against the God. I was just a man. I'm just a man.
Like the God.
I've been back and forth, freaking Boston. I've been trying to finish a job up. Got my kids at home. All kinds of crazy stuff. But I won $500 on a scratch ticket this morning.
What a way to start the day.
$500. 6 o'clock in the morning, I go wandering into a convenience store, scratch it. It's like I had like the 5 numbers.
Yeah.
So, usually you get that, you win like $2 on each one. I scratched the first one, it was like 100. I'm like, nice. So I'm happy with that. Very good. I just got back from Boston right now.
Dinner on Jeff after the show.
Yeah.
Come on down to Salem, Mass. It's where we're broadcasting from live in your face.
On the ley line.
And we are happy to be here. Yeah, in a couple of weeks we're going to change our show time, but we'll explain that then when we do it. And yes, on the ley line, no doubt about it. Cuddy House, when you were on the, what show were you on the other night?
Chrissy, that's her name? But you pulled a quick one on her.
Oh, I caught on anyway.
Chrissy Wiles, I think.
Chrissy Wiles. All right.
It was from 10 to midnight. I was half asleep. No, actually, it went pretty good. Talking about my website, angelsguide.org, with the numerology.
Right.
And the life coaching package I got together. I got some other stuff on there.
Yeah.
A few sales, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What are you selling?
Numerology life coaching package.
Okay. Maybe I should go.
You go to the website and it explains it all. Plus, I have another product on there that I did like a year ago, the Angels in Your Sleep, where it's the subliminal tape that you play when you sleep, and then there's an instruction book too. I sold a few of those. So things are picking up. The website's really kicking in.
Wow.
Well, I'll be talking to Mike Redding later on. He did something really nice for me too.
That he did put out a
he got some people in there for me, and so it's going in the right direction. I'm happy.
Isn't he the guy you were in the contest with against?
Mike's one of my best friends on Facebook.
That's right. He's crazy. We love him.
You know what's cool about Facebook is there's people that you would have never met. But you like their stuff, they like yours. You message them, they message you, and you end up talking to them, and you'll probably never meet them in your life, but they're probably, they're good friends after a while.
We're gonna meet Mike. We're destined. We're gonna meet Mike.
Yeah, I think we will meet Mike.
And bring Mike.
But on Facebook, he's one of our best friends.
Crazy bastard. That's what I like.
He's a die-hard ghost hunter.
I was thinking about that. He is from Ohio.
Yeah.
Ghost hunters. And he is probably, we are big into the PSB7 spirit box, ghost box, but he uses that all the time.
Yeah.
And communicates that homely spirit almost on a daily basis, and I think they're listening to him.
Yeah.
They communicate with him all the time.
Well, he's got some spirits in his house that they won't let other ones in, and they protect them and stuff.
Right. And then his dog is already reacting. So Mike's a lot of fun. He's going on the show a little later on, around 7:30 or something like that. He's got a couple of announcements, a couple of things to talk about. He's going to give you a little bit of crap on how much better he is than you, and
sorry,
probably have a contest. But dude, he's got like 4,500 friends on Facebook. I think you have 3.
Yeah. No, I've been getting a few. I got about 7 now.
Yeah. Well, that's all good.
So what's up with you?
I'm studying the tour business. I do ghost hunting tours in downtown Salem, Mass. Just so in case you don't hear it every week,
we plug it. Starting that. You've been doing that forever?
No, I've been doing it forever, but it's getting busy. It's actually it's booking good. So
in the summer?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's picking up. Yeah. And what it is mostly ghost hunting with all the equipment that I use on most of my investigations, even a thermal imaging camera or 2, depending on the weather really. But we do this rain or shine, and it's been busy. So you too, if you bring a group of 10 or more, I'll give you a break. Check it out on it's www. What's the name? Which City Ghost?
City Ghost.
WhicCityGhosts.com. Right, so that's all good. And we
only bring 9 people.
Well, I still have to. I'll give them a break. All right.
Grab someone from the street.
Yeah. Well, they usually jump in. It's funny.
I almost decided I was going to go to Parsem this Saturday.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, they're having a thing there.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I just saw it. Eric Ferry is doing it with Barbara Williams, I guess.
Let's go.
I can't. I get the kids. I'm kind of glad. I'm really not in the mood to drive up there. I
Tell
had a
the
long week. I've had it.
Yeah. Parsem's is great. It's up in Maine.
Yes, Parsem.
Parson Field, Maine.
I was definitely, because I clicked maybe on there,
Right.
you know, back about Wednesday,
Right.
with all this stuff with my ex, ex in the hospital and all that stuff. So.
What's this? Wait a minute. You put your ex in the hospital?
No, she put herself there.
Okay.
She's had a back surgery. It's funny though, because I had to bring her home today. It's like the nicest she's ever been. She was all drugged up. She's like waving to the trolleys and stuff.
That's good. You should have tried that years ago.
I know. I should have slipped something in her tea every day. You know?
Oh, awesome. But anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right. Well, hopefully our first guest is our first guest here yet?
No, Mark. Nope. Nothing yet. I'm sending you a message right now, a private message.
Okay.
All
What's
right.
our producer, Denny? Denny the man. Give it up for Denny.
Denny!
Denny G.
You guys are too funny.
Who is that man behind the curtain?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I love that movie. We had tornadoes here in Salem, Mass the other day.
Oh, Revere got crushed.
Yeah. That's where I saw a witch driving by on her bike.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Isn't that weird, all the stuff that's happening in the world, like all this crazy stuff?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when's the last time we had a freaking tornado? You know, I can't even remember.
Guys, we've had 8 of them already here, so I feel bad for you, but we're sick of them.
How often do you get them?
We haven't got anything like that. Usually, like 4 years ago, we had 1. Usually,
Yeah.
on average, maybe 1 or 2. We haven't had 8 so far, and now there's a couple more coming possibly next week.
You had 8 this year already?
8 in Binghamton, 40 miles from us, and 2 right down the road from us. So there's been at least 10 of them recorded altogether.
Wow, this is crazy.
It's the end of days, man. End of days.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm just living it up.
Well, I'm going to have you do a reading for me to figure out, what I should do and everything, brother.
Yeah, I'll do it anytime you want.
Let's do it right now.
Oh.
Right now. I'm going to put my brother Jeff on the spot. He's going to do it right now.
I would say the first thing you should do is make a nice room in your cellar.
Okay, I like that idea.
Gosh, tornadoes, they won't rip your cellar off.
Well, our weatherman, the wicked weatherman on Saturday said the best thing to do is to get in your bathtub, throw a mattress over you, and you'll survive about any twister. And I'm like, really?
I just did that the other night.
Really?
I know.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Jeff, you're a hoot. You should be a comedian.
I am. I'm on that show.
I know.
Yeah, that's his job. He feels that's his role.
I'm the Ed McMahon of this show.
Yeah. See, I'm the color guy. All right, so we are going to try to get our guest to call here. Yeah, Denny, the number is what? 607?
Yep. 441
441.
6233.
Can people also call in that number if they have any questions or they want to talk to us too?
Yep, absolutely. That's your call-in number, and they can call in, ask anything.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, we're kind of having issues with Skype here or something. I don't know, but what we're going to do is just put that out to our next guest, and he should be calling in shortly. So we also have, like I said, Mike. So our first guest is Chad Meek, but I'll give you a little bit of his bio in a second. And I said, I still want you to read Denny while we have a couple of minutes.
All right, Jeff, I'm game if you are. I mean, nobody's really ever had good luck reading me, but...
Yeah, seriously. Let's be honest with him, too. Let's give him a
Yeah.
shot. Here we go. It's not your first live reading, right? I mean, on the air.
No,
All right, well, here he is. Jeff Legere doing his first live reading. Not too much pressure, Jeff. Go ahead.
Oh, boy, here we go.
So how does this work, Jeff? How do you do this?
Mellow, meditate, right?
I don't really do like readings of talking like I do more energy stuff.
Okay. Could you want to try to read my energy then?
Yeah, let me get in the zone here.
Okay.
Kinda.
He's got a funny look going on here.
I told you I'm complicated.
That's crazy.
You are kind of complicated, aren't you?
See? Oh, your guest is calling in too right now.
All right, you know what? We'll do this next week. Let me put some thought into this.
Okay, guys. Yeah, your guest is online, Mark.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, Chad. How are you?
Did it back out?
We were trying to get my brother Jeff here to do a live reading, and he backed out the last time. Chad, let me give you a little introduction.
Hi, Mark. Is this Mark?
Yeah, how are you, Chad? Meek, welcome to the show. This is Mark and my brother Jeff over there, stage right.
Hey, Chad, how's it going?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, you guys, I'm pretty psychic. I have all kinds of things, but you guys should have given me a phone number to call you.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, we thought you knew it.
Yeah, I could have.
We were sending it to you mentally.
Yeah, this is my bad. We were trying to call you. We had no luck with it up to calling you. I don't know what happened, but here we are. Anyway.
Oh, really? Definitely psychic. But I was getting a definite psychic inclination, like I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I thought I better somehow, reach out to you guys and say, hey, wait a minute, I need a number to call you.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. I was looking for you as you just emailed me. The modern technology is great.
Yeah.
So they shut you off the number. You'll be off. This works out great.
To that, Chad, you trusted your intuition, and here you are.
You went with it.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So, Chad, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, who you are, and where you can be reached and followed.
Okay, good. All right. Well, fantastic. Nice big shout out to everybody up in the Massachusetts, up in the Northeast area. First of all, my sister and brother-in-law, they're from a little town called Chatham up on the Cape.
Oh, yeah.
And so spent some time up there myself. Enjoyed the hell out of it. Nice place. Yeah.
Traffic sucks, but
Who am I? I am. My name's Chad Meek, and what I do is right now I'm in the middle of making an epic UFO thriller called Giant Rock the Movie, and it's a big one. It's not a documentary or anything like this. It's really slated to get a North American and a worldwide release. That's what we're pushing for. We've had some stars like Chris Christopherson who read our screenplays. He signed up to let me in. Anywhere from a guy named Tom Sizemore, he's of Saving Private Ryan. He wants in. All the way to a little lesser-known actor named Rudolph Martin, who done a lot of General Hospital and a few. He's a German actor, but anyways, it's a whole cast and crew. It's a big deal, and what it's about is a place called Giant Rock, where I grew up at, which was the place for my uncle, a guy named George Van Tassel, who was huge in the UFO space contacting movement was at, and I lived out there with my grandmother, so I got the overflow of all the UFO activity and had a couple of experiences myself, and decided to, about 2.5 years ago, an actor friend of mine told me that I should be writing a screenplay about this, and that people would be interested in hearing about the phenomenon that occurred out there. So, in a nutshell, it's a movie about a group of people that believed, and they were some of the first UFO channelers who believed that they were in contact with extraterrestrials. My uncle was the leader, really, of that whole movement. And during some years, usually every year, there would be a UFO space convention out there, where over 10,000 people would show up from all over the world, and these weren't the lightweights of the UFO movement. These were people who were pretty heavy duty, in that whole thing. But as a little kid, I got to see all this stuff, and used to be around my uncle and and it's like the who's who of, Uri Geller was out there. Gosh dang, the celebrities would come out from California to be a part of this whole UFO almost summer of love event. But what happened, essentially while I was out there, I had my own experience, and I never really wanted to talk about my own UFO contact and my own abduction experience because it happened when I was 4 years old, and it continued till I was about 8. And I simply did not want to mention, and primarily for fear of the more I acknowledged it, I was fearful of it happening again and again and again, because for me it wasn't this wonderfully great, wonderful experience. For me it was quite frightening. So that kind of led to a whole series of stuff that opened up my psychic channels, which are extraordinary in many degrees. I'm brought in for missing people's, missing persons type things. If they want to find the person's alive or dead, they bring me in. I've been involved in this all my life as kind of an avocation, along with running legitimate businesses. I ran an oil and gas company for 25 years, mining, been all over the world. There you go. That's essentially who I am, and so we just decided we get the information out about this unique people. My uncle, he was he was almost a saint in the whole UFO world, because during that time period, military pilots and airplane pilots would have experiences. They could not report it to their superiors because they would be deemed lunatics. And so as a little kid, I'd see all these military helicopters. I'd see military planes out at this dry lake that we used to live by, and where they were talking to my Uncle George and about the various contacting aliens and things like that that have been visiting this world for hundreds of thousands of years.
Wow, it's very interesting. Can you go into a little detail about some of the cases you've worked on with law enforcement, local or what kind of cases?
Yeah, actually, the last one I did was in Mexico. It was a missing man. He came up missing down near Ensenada, Mexico, and they had called me up. The family was panicked, and they thought that he had been, somehow either, they thought there was some foul play and what have you with him. And really, what had happened is I have a pretty good channel, and I said, hey, wait a minute, give me about 10 minutes. So I kind of went into my own thing that I go into, and I, got the details, and so I called them back and said, hey, he committed suicide, and I told him where he had jumped off, at the place of where he had jumped off, which was by a rock, and he jumped off a cliff, and he killed himself. They never recovered the body, but they found all his belongings that he conveniently put on, and right to the exact place I told him that it would be. He left his watch, his cell phone, his wallet, and his coat nicely folded. And actually the place that he had to get to was extraordinary because it was extraordinarily high, and they had actually called in the boats and what have you, and they couldn't find it, but couldn't find him anywhere. He just came up missing. And so, and then I, of course, had to argue with everybody, and they said, well, are you sure? Are you sure? And that went on for about 5 or 6 hours. I go, no, it's by this cliff off the ocean. That's where he went off. And so they kept on calling me back, and I was repeating myself. I was really kind of getting irritated about it. And anyways, they never found the body. They never found the body, but they found his belongings, and that happened last December. of this year, and that was the last one I've done. But I've done some other ones too. I've been, like you people, I've had some very unique experiences with ghosts and things like that. I owned you'll love this one. I owned a renewable energy college out in the Midwest, a place called Tarkio College, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the college. It's an abandoned, it's an old college, and when I took it over, there was no active, college going to get gone bankrupt 10 years before.
Right.
And Tarkio College is notorious for ghosts, and so what I did, while I had possession of the college for 3 years, but what my favorite thing to do was I used to go in the chapel there, plug in my keyboard, my Casio keyboard, hooked it up to my speakers, and I used to conjure up spirits. I used to irritate the heck out of them. I played loud, very rock and roll music, and until one time I was hearing this marching sound. It sounded like 10,000 people that were marching down the hallway of this college, and I thought it was some sort of reverberation of my keyboard, and I unplugged everything, and the noise kept on getting this marching sound of like 10,000 people were marching all together in tandem, and so at that point I kind of I decided I'd had enough, and I heard this loud voice, and so I slipped out the side. They had actually they spooked me, but they call it the Legion, and of these spirits that I guess I kind of antagonized. But I'd seen variations of shadows, and I've often wanted to get some instruments like you guys have and really measure the various spirits there, and get some of the heat sensors and what have you. It'd be a perfect place to do that. So if you ever get a chance to get to the Midwest or get near Omaha, you guys definitely need to go there.
Who owns it now? Great. Who owns it now?
Road trip.
Yeah, road trip. Yeah.
What's great is when Jeff is asking who owns it now. Who owns the place now?
Well, we put together renewable energy curriculum, and we're working with various people from the Department of Energy. We're trying to do something with renewables, and this is during the 2008 things. We couldn't get any money. So essentially, what I did is I remodeled the college and built a curriculum, and then we gave it back to the city, and so it's still empty. It's still abandoned right now. They're trying to do something with it, but it's just an old box, right now. But 100-year college, and there were several suicides and all kinds of events occurring there. So I thought you guys would get a big kick out of that place.
Right.
It's a hot place.
Yeah, it probably occurred. There's like a dark sea there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, so what I'm involved with, now. I mean, like I said, I pretty much stayed low key. With a lot of this stuff, I've had a lot of very interesting experiences with UFOs since. I've probably, my guess is over the years, I've had about 12 sightings. I had a sighting about 4 months ago. Seen a ship. The abduction experiences, I remember one, and the rest were missing time periods of 6 to 8 hours. From the era, and I'd literally come up missing during this time period. No one could find me, and out in the desert, that's usually a very scary thing for all the adults when they can't find a kid, and then all of a sudden he pops up somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So we had a lot of trick or treats, as far as that stuff goes, and I don't know what they were doing other than monitoring me and what have you, and they've actually followed me various places during that time period. One time when I was again, it was in a different place. I was 5 miles away from my home, was 5 years old with my tricycle. I didn't get there riding my tricycle, and I was in the middle of a kind of a park, and there was just no way I could have got there. So I was experiencing that kind of thing. But yeah, so I've kind of had, what they call this, the scales of my eyes, and a lot of people have various events that occurred in their life that really, make your perception much, much different than other people. In the olden days, what they used to do is they take somebody like me, and they would put me in the temple, or make me one of the witch doctor's scribe or the medicine man's scribe or whatever, and bring me up that. Well, yeah. Now what they do is now if you have a kid who says he sees ghosts, they generally give him a bunch of medication.
I was on a show last Tuesday, and we were talking about that, about how now the kids with the ADD and the autism and stuff, they have gifts that we can't even imagine, but they're being labeled now, and they're getting medicine and everything to conform them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have these natural gifts. This is really, it's really sad that we've come to that, because some of these gifts that people have, they should be encouraged, and explained and reintegrated within a person's life. But that doesn't happen now. Now they're labeled schizophrenic or whatever, and it's really scary. But yeah, I agree. It is a shame.
But I get a sense is the ADD and the autism. I mean, over time, that's going to change. Right now, it's just the beginning of all this, because they're here to send us a message.
Well, also too, I mean, when you think about it, they're the closest thing to, creation. As we get older, we get our sense of reality of what to believe in and what not to believe in. So we become biased, and where, young children especially, they're open, and they can see things because they're literally, I mean, they're just not trained not to see things.
Yeah.
And and it's crazy. That's the crazy part. Yeah.
Because if you have ADD, I mean, without the medicine, you're basically in a state of meditation right then. I mean, they can connect it to source so much. They just snap and they can be connected, but the medicine brings them back to, so they can focus on what their schoolwork or whatever. But I mean, they're basically in a state of meditation as is already. I mean, there's just kind of an evolution of what's happening, and sooner or later we'll figure this out, and they won't be medicated, and we'll be going to the Mars. Someone will figure it out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there was a study done by the and there's been a huge debate about this stuff, and the materialists have overwhelmed the rest, but there was this Julian Silverman who did wrote a paper of the shamans and acute schizophrenia, and this should not be confused with paranoid schizophrenia, which is really what you turn somebody into if you start telling them they're crazy.
Oh yeah.
So they become paranoid of that whole thing, and I grew up with that same thing. So don't tell anybody, because they'll think you're crazy, so then you become paranoid. Yeah.
It's what it's told after a while, So, I mean, I can see that. So you were afraid to tell anyone at all what was happening to you?
Well, the only one who really knew was my uncle. My uncle knew because he knew what was going on, and I couldn't tell him. And it was, the reason being is, in fact, one of the really cathartic things about when I wrote the screenplay is I got a character, me, into the screenplay. I never wanted to become a part of the story, thinking I could protect myself, and really, I came to the point, and I looked at, as I was writing the thing, there was all these great characters, but what was missing in this in this movie, in the screenplay, was me and my experiences. So what the screenplay allowed me to do was to get these things out and in written form, and they're going to be portrayed by an actor. But still, it was a great thing. It made me feel. I mean, I'd always talked about these things with my brothers and sisters. I didn't want to tell my mother because she was, they were kind of the fundamentalist type thing, and literally that would have been a really not a good circumstance. But my uncle knew, and he always would ask me, about this stuff. But I didn't want to. Well, I didn't want to tell anybody because for fear that I would, I'd be taken away, brought into a home, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
That you can imagine. And I met. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I said that's a tough childhood.
Yeah, that's
Not being able to say what you're seeing and all that. At least you had your uncle that you could talk to, though, and that was a godsend to have someone at least to talk to.
It was huge.
Well,
So like go through
it was huge. Yeah, that was huge. And he would tell me. I mean, I wouldn't tell him specifics, but he would tell me about these things that occurred. And it was kind of like with a nod and a wink, as far as this. He would be talking at me, telling me what I was experiencing, which I knew that he knew, but I didn't have to, I didn't have to say it. He was very kind in that respect because, but he definitely knew. Because, well, the one that I had, the one that I remember, which I was brought out of. I was in a room with both my brothers, and I was teleported through a glass window, and I was brought into a space ship that's about 25 feet away from our house.
And you were...
I was brought in the ship, and they had done some experiments, but I don't remember exactly what they did because I kind of blacked out. They communicated with me telepathically, saying that I would not remember that, which they were wrong, and that it wouldn't hurt. But I woke up the next day with a real high fever, and I stuttered profusely because of the experience.
Yeah.
And boy, from that on, you talk about my ability to see things and just the sense of knowing, and the whole the channel was completely open from that time period. That's. I believe that was part of a gift that I was given was acute psychic ability, a long-term psychic ability to look at things differently, and yeah.
I wonder how that affects Jeff is funny. I wonder how that would open up your psychic abilities. That's really amazing.
I don't know what they do to you. That's good. That's kind of creeping me out.
I know.
You think they put like a little transmitter in you so they can track you?
I think they did. I do. I do think that. And because we had moved from an area away from the desert, we'd go back and forth, back and forth there. And I had other experiences 50 miles away where they apparently they knew where I was at, and that happened quite frequently. But then after I was 8 years old, everything stopped. I never had that any of the disrupted time periods or what have you. From there, it just stopped. And now I have the ability to see them. For some reason, I have a sixth sense about when there are other UFOs in the area. I just see them.
And they like a little transmitter. So
No, GPS type.
Yes. Like TomTom.
I don't know. I don't know, but it's really it is. So it's funny. I'm very comfortable talking about stuff here, but most of my career, I ran public oil and gas. In fact, the company that owns the rights to the film. I mean, we're a corporation, and I'm digging a lot of the stuff that's going on because this stuff is. I think 10 years ago, at least for me, it would not have been a good time to share my experiences with because, number one, there's been a lot of research and there's a lot of things that are coming out on the paranormal side and with extraterrestrials and things like that. I mean, the NASA, like NASA's coming out, they're saying this. I've done research on all the astronauts, and virtually every one of them had seen UFOs while they're up. I mean, while they're up in space. The stuff that's just come out is just spectacular,
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a minute. No, they probably did see it, like pilots, and there's been noted cases where pilots have seen UFOs, and so I mean, there's no doubt they're out there. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, well, there's a guy from Harvard, which actually, this John Mack, he was a psychiatrist out of there. He kept on getting all these cases thrown at him about abductions, and about UFO abductions, and he was just as skeptical as anybody until he started working with all these things, and there was a general thread that would occur with all these different people coming from all kinds of different walks of life. There seemed to be a main thing, and so his estimation was that there were over 4 million people that have been abducted just in the United States.
Wow.
And that's a lot. And the difference is, very few people have the ability to remember them. That there's something that comes over most people that they don't. It becomes, and we're not sure whether it's internally where they can't accept the fact that it happens, so in their mind it literally turns off, or in fact it could have been something done by the extraterrestrials that would actually, make them forget in some respect. And there's two schools of thought on it, but my guess is, just like when Christopher Columbus, when he was in the Caribbean, when he, landed, his ships were on the shore, and the Native Americans would not recognize all these people in these Spanish galleons, with these hats. It was for weeks that they would not recognize them because it was so far out of their reality. So it's something that actually shifted in their head that even though they were out there, very close by, they wouldn't recognize them. And that was one thing that in his writings that he could never understand, that they didn't come out, they wouldn't acknowledge. And so I think it's a mechanism in our minds that actually occurs, that we do the same thing, and that might be the case why there's a lot more people who just don't remember them, and that's why things like I've done some regressive, hypnosis therapy and things like that helps you, and that's all we have, as far as a lot of people that have been abducted. But there has been scientific, proof where people literally had, small, digital transmitters and things like that, where they actually found them. But it's really a very, Churchill. Yeah. During the war, Churchill, they had a lot of UFOs come over the English Channel during the war, and the pilots were seeing them. And so he told Truman, he was really concerned with them, with the whole UFO phenomenon, because he was worried that people would not adhere to, society's institutions, i.e., going to church and paying taxes and supporting their government if they knew that there were other people up there, which that was his biggest concern. And so we've kind of had this cat and mouse game with the government authorities regarding this stuff, but it's a who's who list of, like as an example, the original CIA director, he was getting all these reports and he wanted to come out with it. And actually, even after he retired, he was there in 47 when the CIA was just coming out. And of course, he had all the information. And then in 1960, he came after he retired, and he did an interview with the New York Times and said, "Hey, listen, we need to get this information out here." You know, the New York Times buried that article on page 30. And you go on the internet, and you can actually read the damn thing. And so they buried this notable CIA guy who said, I think his name is Hillsketter. His name is Roscoe Hillsketter. And they buried it. So we've had this little cat and mouse game with the government, and I don't know whether, during, no one knows why. I guess they're so worried about it, worried about mass hysteria or losing control or whatever. I don't know, but we just, and then of course the astronauts, I keep looking at them, it's a who's who. I mean, I can't. Huh?
Hello?
Hi, oh yeah, we hear you.
I hear you.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
You stubbed it?
No, wait till that.
I hear you. Keep on.
We have a couple of questions from Twitter, actually. So if you want to field a couple of questions.
No problem.
Twitter questions. Those are always good.
All right.
Better read them first. We've had some pretty crazy
You
ones.
have to read them sometimes first. You have to
Hey,
speak
we
a
had,
little bit.
oh, well, before we read this question, we had a guest, what was it, 3 weeks ago? The guy that, I can't remember his name, but
You're terrible with names.
he told us that in 2017 that
Right.
the aliens are going to come back and
Yeah.
they're going to apologize to
It's all
everybody
over.
that they abducted.
Wow.
That's what he said he predicted it because he has a spirit guy. Remember he has the
Spirit guide, yeah.
the lizard guy.
Yeah, Jeff kept calling him Sleet Stack, but it was something way different. That was crazy. That was a crazy night.
But he said that they're going to come back and apologize to everybody in 2017. And he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So one of the questions we have is going back to a little while ago, and you had said that when the government had interviewed several hundred or thousands of people, that there was a common thread. Can you give us some examples of some of the common threads that people experienced?
especially if they
Well, primarily it was the Greys that were doing the majority of the abductions, and the texture. They had a dolphin-like texture to their skin, and they were about the same size and weight, and that was being reported by many different people that did not know of. No one knew about these things. And the one species, which is the Greys, would come up, and the experiments, the same experiments that would occur generally near the genitals, and that was a common thread, that there was a huge interest around the genitals.
I think I was with them last night.
Let's get back. No, Jeff, it's called. No, I'm not even going to get there with Jeff, all right? Jeff is single and alone. He's okay. But,
Yeah.
anyway.
It's funny. Yeah, it really is. When you think about it, it really is. It's just a weird thing, as far as that stuff. But I guess reproduction would be a huge thing, and the source of our ability to reproduce is probably enviable and probably of great interest to other people.
Well, look to you. Yeah. I'm thinking that our mother mated with an alien.
It may not be too far from the truth. There's actually a tremendous amount of information that's coming out about the various things. They believe that all the various races, one group they call them the original 9.
Yeah.
They think that most species or nationalities were of different alien sorts, with the exception, and I mean it sounds racist, but they said with the exception of the black people, that they were the original inhabitants here on Earth, which makes some sense. Because they're the first people. We tracked everything back to Africa. Yeah. So
they were going to interbreed with us. They'd have to find at least one human to do it with. So they had to be
absolutely.
Well, think that, our mother did it with a monkey, but now the alien concept is great.
I've got my grandmother's hands. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother, that grandmother was also psychic.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she didn't talk about it, but I found that out later on.
Yeah,
she was starting to pick up some of those abilities.
Yeah,
I was on the Kevin Smith show, which he passed away. And God, he was huge with the whole UFO movement. He had like 9 million listeners, been around for years and years, just all over the world. And I have my mother, and they come from Oklahoma. They're Cherokee Indian. I've got a Cherokee Indian federal card, through them. And so my family were Cherokee Indians, and we were in this kind of discussion. He says most people, for some reason, the most people that are abducted have Native American blood in them. And they also, and Anglo, mixed with Anglo, and predominantly green eyes. And I thought that was weird. That was through his research, and I thought, well, that's weird because I have green eyes.
You have green eyes.
So it's weird.
Wow, that's very interesting.
What? Actually, you know what? Remember that guy asked that question, and we thought it was kind of weird how
Which one?
If they take the males up to the ships and get their sperm for the females. This kind of like the theory we're talking about right now.
What do you mean? What are they showing dirty movies?
Saying that?
Yeah, we have some crazy Twitter people.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's okay. This is a great place for it because listen. Okay. Here's the math. Okay, and this is something that if you really want to hold on to this, and there's several things. I mean, we are part of a solar system here, and we're in so-called people who inhabit Earth. We're intelligent life form, which we could debate that on a 2-hour show whether we have any intelligence. But okay, but if you do the math, there's 100 billion other solar systems out there also. And so there's actually been a mathematical equation as far as the highest amount of probabilities. So at the minimum, there's at least 100,000 other intelligent life forms out there that are capable of traveling great distances, with this. And we're on the verge, even with us, with our technology, where, Mars and we're seeing all these other solar systems now. So the whole UFO phenomenon, and, Little Green Men and all the other, Independence Day, the Men in Black, all the comical, stuff, it's all well and good, and it's very entertaining, but it's BS. I mean, bottom line is that the closer to the reality is that, it's not like that. I mean, there's other people, and so it's the high likelihood of other people, out there. So
makes sense, Now, how come they can figure out how to get here, but we can't get there? I mean,
we're not as smart as them.
We're not going the right path. I mean, there must be just some slingshot you just jump in and
No.
get here.
And then, if they show up, I'll probably shoot them. It's crazy. We need to try to get along with.
Maybe.
Well, I'm sure you've seen these pictures. I mean, literally these NASA pictures where literally, we try to shoot them down and they miss because literally, the technology that they have. One of the things too, they think of, they would invade. I forget the guy in the wheelchair who speaks like a robot. I forget what his name is. I can't remember his name. Anyways, he says that it wouldn't be a good thing to be in contact with superior intelligence. That were coming here. I would pose the question: is they would probably have the ability to zap us out of the whole, out of the galaxy. They have the ability probably, to kill us anyway. And the answer is they wouldn't do it. I just, because generally people who are more intelligent, they don't see any reason to go around killing other species. So,
like a pesky puppy to them.
Not exactly. And what can they take from us unless, they, like if you see the movies, they need water or they need something like that. But that also, again, with the movies, that's, like Independence Day. Right?
Yeah, right.
But they played that like 35 times when I watch it. And I like the action, but, I mean, that's what they show up, we attack. Well, of course, they attacked us first.
Yeah, that's the way the media says it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I think that the point of this probe thing, though, when you get abducted, I mean, at some point, it's.
Well, we've heard different accounts where it's real invasive.
That's kind of a violation of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. In fact, and then again, you can go like this prime directive, which is I've heard in different circles that there is a prime directive that to do not touch, do not mess around with that kind of stuff. But then again, there's also my guess would be on that they're probably desperate. That my guess is they're probably losing their ability to do any of that, and that could make sense because and that they need to figure something out in order to get them. And this is probably one way of doing it. I'm not I'm not a Gray or an ET apologist by any means. And I mean, for me, it was quite traumatic to have to go through. Today, if that occurred to me, if there was a spaceship out my door, and I would go walk up, I'd bang on the door and say, "Hey, let me in." I mean, now when I was a little kid, I was extremely vulnerable on so many different levels. But today, I wouldn't have any fear whatsoever. I'd say, "Hey, listen, whatever you want to do, let's talk about it. Let me give you permission if you want to point an instrument up my butt or something, But on a more serious note, I keep on looking at the various things that have been out there. I mean, we have come so far. When you talk about advancements in technology, when you think about how the old TVs used to be with tubes, and now we have all this illustrious technology, microcomputer chips.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's and fiber optics. Think about that. I mean, the ability on a fiber optic, one little strand, you can have 2,000 conversations and upteen amount of television stations on this one little strand of fiber optics. Do you know all this technology? I tried to run this down as far as who are the actual inventors of this stuff, and I always come up empty. Okay, there's never. And they have trouble. So I think that there was a possible technology deal made with the Greys or something in that way, where they gave us this, and we and then with the permission that they could do research on some of the people. That is what I'm very suspicious of, because, and especially here in the United States, because we moved light years. I mean, no one else had this technology that we've done, and with all this stuff, it's just and so that whole argument, I actually believe that there was a deal made, that that we got some advanced technology, and now we're moving right along with the Hubble telescope, with all the moon rovers and all our exploration. So we're advancing at such a fast speed. Comparatively, to any, think about it. In comparison in time, over the last 25 or 50 years, we went completely parabolic up as far as technology goes, above every other country in the world. So there's something there. And that is an argument that there's actually was a deal made by Eisenhower. That was one of my uncle's thesis also. My uncle, one of his friends that actually backed him was Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes, the aviator. Howard Hughes actually gave my uncle money to build a thing called the Integratron, which is a cell rejuvenation machine. Yeah. So and as far as Howard Hughes is very close to the CIA. And used satellites. They were one of the first who actually were doing satellites, and so there's a lot of very loose ends that occurred at this little crossroads called Giant Rock, and that's why I was just compelled, not only for my own experience and what I knew about the UFOs, but it was like the who's who of rocketry. Jack Parsons was out there. He was the guy that actually started the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And so all these people were out there doing, and all these people were involved in all this high technology. I don't know the extent. I was too young to know about what my uncle was doing, and per se. But the bases were all out there, and including all of the Project Blue Book people. They were out there. So yeah, I mean, this is it's almost like a smoke. I'm trying to grab a hold of this, bubble. I keep on going down these various roads, and they all point back to Giant Rock. This obscure, and Giant Rock, incidentally, is an 8-story carved out freestanding boulder out in the middle of the desert that was occupied first by a mentor of my uncle, a guy named Frank Kreitzer, in 1930. And actually, what my uncle, when he first got out there, after Kreitzer died, lived inside the rock. I used to play inside of this gigantic rock, and it was a weird freaking thing, man. But I have all this stuff in the story and what have you. There's all this information, all this stuff, and I thought, okay, I can do a book, which I will. I'm going to do a companion book. But I wrote the screenplay thinking, okay, wait a minute. I think the more information I get out there, I think more people would see a movie versus read any book. The numbers are just not there for people to read books anymore. So I figured, I think we could really give people a good picture, a good photograph of what was going on out there. And, when you get into the whole thing of, fact is stranger than fiction, this is the world I grew up in. I mean, it was just an upside-down, inside-out world that I was absolutely in amazement. Every day I'd wake up because I never knew what the hell was going to happen next.
Yeah. We are going to take a quick 5-minute break. So you hold that thought, and folks, we will be back with Chad Meek in about 5 minutes. Go do what you got to do, and we'll see you right back to Everything Paranormal with Mark and Jeff. eating a muffin. You eating a muffin right now? It's a little late for that.
You know what? I've been up since 5 this morning.
Guys, I want some phone calls tonight. 607-441-6233. Yeah, 607-441-6233. Give us a call.
It's creepy when you just hang out in the background. Why don't you call and talk to us?
Yeah, we know you're listening. There's at least 12 of you this week.
Come on, somebody step it up.
Right. Well, actually, we're doing pretty good. Our numbers are rising. We're doing well. We're having a lot of fun. I think we're one of the most real shows.
So these people own phones?
Oh, but they don't want to listen. I mean, they don't want to call in.
Yeah, come on.
They won't call in. They're probably afraid we're going to give them crap.
No, we won't.
But anyway, okay, well, hey, second half of the show. We got a little while more to go with Mr. Chad Meek. Hi, Chad.
Hi, Mark. How you doing? Good.
Doing great. We had a nice little break. All is good. We are ready to go. So, Chad, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you, or how they can, visit your website, or maybe social media and so forth.
Okay, great. Good. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to give that out. First of all, if anybody has any issues as far as trying to, integrate any of their own UFO experiences and things like that, I'm there for you. I mean, that's one thing. I take my time, as far as that. And so you can reach me directly, which is chad@giantrockthemovie.com. You can contact me. I will. You say, hey, listen, I had a UFO experience. I want to share. I will get back to you as soon as I can. So it's just that's a shout out to everybody as far as that stuff goes too. That's important for me because I got to give a little bit of back. As far as this thing, my uncle did it. I do it also. And incidentally, I don't charge anybody nothing. So don't even worry about that. The other thing too is our movie website is www.giantrockthemovie.com. Okay. Now, if your listeners will just do me a favor and just go there and go there, that'd be great. The socials, Giant Rock the Movie Facebook, Giant Rock the Movie Facebook. Go there, like us. Do whatever you can. Say, hey, do me a shout out. I heard you on the radio. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. We got a couple more questions now. We got this from one from Twitter, one from Facebook. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your most the scariest part of your whole abduction experience? What was the scariest part of it?
Well, the scariest part was being the terror of being teleported and not knowing how they were doing it. I couldn't scream out. I couldn't say anything, and I'm being teleported out. I never experienced anything like that. And then I got inside of there, and I seen the whole thing was terrifying for me. There was nothing pleasant about it, and I couldn't understand why it was me that was doing. They were doing this to me. And I was kind of, it was one of those things like, hey, take my brother, or take somebody else. So that was the most terrifying. But the other thing that always bothered me is about the missing for me, and I guess that was the terrorizing part. The most frustrating part was I couldn't understand how I would be left behind with my whole entire family, and they didn't acknowledge that I was gone until much later, and then I was being almost disciplined for running away or whatever, which was it just didn't happen that way. So that was and I couldn't explain what was going on because I didn't know. So that was the two things. But yeah, that was the most terrorizing, being teleported, not knowing where you're going. It was just a complete mystical experience. Yeah.
They must wipe your memory clean when you're done.
First, I'd be thinking, I'm going to heaven. I'm getting sucked up, and then I end up in a spaceship.
Yeah, I wonder if they must have tried this a million times. People on hypnosis and stuff, seeing if they can go back to see what happened to them.
Yes, that's what I do also. I've gotten pretty proficient at hypnosis, and doing that and doing regression therapy, and I've had some pretty good luck in bringing that stuff back. I have had that occur twice. I can't get past where I was when other people are hypnotizing. I can't get past back in my head, and that has always driven me crazy. But I had one experience shortly after that where I was swinging in my swing set, and I had the hair on the back of my neck go up, and I knew that they were there, and they were telepathically telling me to come, and I said no, and I literally hung on to my swing set, and they were trying to, I actually had the swing set, go vertical, with the chain, and they were pulling me, and I know they had the ability to probably do it, but for some reason, I was in such a terrible shape that they stopped and I went back down. So that was the other one. That was the other experience. That was partial, but I didn't go up on the ship. At least I don't believe I did. As far as that whole time period. So yeah, that was the most. When you talk about the terrifying, that was very terrifying. Two that I did not want to go. And I knew what was up. And those are the only two I recall as far as being aware of and cognizant. But there were multiple other times where I just had, I just was missing time, and I didn't even know I was gone. So I've gone back, and, also, too, I'm 56 years old, okay? That's the other thing, too. I remember those like they happened yesterday. But a lot of this stuff gets kind of, it's getting more and more distant as far as the stuff goes. So as far as, we're not really close in real time as far as any kind of regression therapy for my own self because the time has lapsed. It just doesn't, it's better if it's closer. It really is.
Yeah. So you don't think you think that everybody still has that memory stored somewhere in their brain then, huh?
You'll never ever get over that. I mean, I don't care till the day you die. Like, for instance,
like the whole everything that happened, or do you think that they have a way that they can just wipe that little section of your mind clean?
I think it's still, I think it's still there. I think it is still there. I think it's still there somewhere, but it's very, very difficult to get to. That's, it's so much work to get through because, just think about this, you literally would have to go through several regression therapies to even get there, and even then, and you have to expand upon it. So it just takes a lot of work. I still think it's there, but I think they do some sort of wiping technology or try to hide it within yourself. I know that, but I think it's still there. Yeah.
For them, what they're doing to you, it's probably like them working at Jiffy Lube, changing oil. They just come in, they do what they gotta do, they wipe your memory, they send you back.
Why would, if they're so far advanced and so way ahead of us, why would they even bother examining us?
They're here for our sperm.
What are they?
Well,
oh man.
Again, I think it's this is the why question. There's two why questions that everyone has to answer. Number one, why me? Why am I being picked on? And the other one is what would be the purpose of that if they got advanced technology? I keep on going back to the procreation thing. I think that one of the magical things that we have, and we have an essence in our own self, the human kind has an essence. We're part animal, but within us, we have this kernel of life, and it is explosive, and it is the most powerful thing that goes with us forever. It never dies.
Our spirit.
Yeah, and I think that's what they want. I think that's what they were trying to figure out. We have that. That's what makes us special.
Yeah. Good point. How come they don't have that energy? How do they survive? They're not all connected.
I think what happens is, again, when more advanced civilization, it's kind of like us too. When you think about it, and here's an idea. When we were, say, 200 years ago, our ancestors, you basically chopped wood to get, you hunted to get food. So you're always active, and so we know that our bodies change. Most of us who as you get older, you have you sit on your butt job, you're not going out and getting wood. So you lose your ability, you lose muscle. The same thing as far as if you're, when you're in advanced intel, there's certain things that just basically get degraded. I think with what the trade-off is with this advanced intelligence is that there's certain things that I think digress, and that's just a pure conjecture. But I think that one of the things that you'd be less interested in would be breeding, procreation, things like that.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Go ahead.
Do aliens? I can't read that. Do aliens need Viagra? That's not even.
No. No. They need Viagra. Yeah. But one of the things that happens to people that are abducted is they become oversexed. That is one thing that does happen. That's a common thing is that their sexual appetites go up tremendously. That's also one thing that's in common. There's two things that happen. Usually, if they get very, very, sexually, I guess it's almost there's something happens to them. They become oversexed. And the other thing is their psychic powers become more too.
Nice. It's true. Jeff, you were like an alien.
Yeah. That's weird. I was looking at Alien the other night.
Oh my God. I don't even get you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting. We got a crazy funny listeners, but okay, let's
Viagra for aliens.
Viagra for aliens. I like that. That's very good. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to use that.
I like seeing women that look like the Avatar lady, but not 9 feet tall.
Oh, that hot blue chick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thinks she's hot, but no one says it.
No, she has a great tail. I mean, really.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is there's different species of aliens, too. And this is one thing that, the Russians, they claim that there were 9-foot, there was a whole group of 9-foot aliens that actually landed. It's fairly documented over there. My uncle, he had actually calculated there was well over 80 and that there were probably more as far as known alien species that come here. And they range from all kinds of, to a Nordic, to giants, to these, to the grays, as far as that. So there's all these various different species, and that's not even counting multi-dimensional time travelers also, which a lot of that explains a lot of the movement as far as here. And from that perspective, what we have, the Vedics and the ancient Indians, they come out. They talk about parallel universes, and now scientists with quantum mechanics basically have come out and said that there are definitely that they have proven that there are parallel universes, which is all this stuff is so gosh damn sci-fi. It blows your mind thinking about it, but there really isn't any open space anyways. So it makes room for it.
Do you think aliens built Stonehenge?
Yes. We know that they came in. We have pyramids on every continent. We have pyramids. Yeah. So we have these temples that they had left. Yeah. So if you go to Giza, you go, the Mayan civilization. You have the remnants of some alien cultural technology that was participating with us.
Now, what are these about? Are these signs? What are these about? What do they mean? Were they involved in things like the pyramids in Egypt or things like that? And what do these signs all mean?
Well, what they are is, they're hyper-religious, things, but they actually had dual purposes because they were machines that they knew how to, through the sacred geometry that's out there, they knew how to position these things where they would actually become energized and they would do something. Now, I don't know specifically, and this is actually what my uncle was doing with this thing called the Integratron, which is this dome that's actually still out there in the desert. People can still go visit this dome, which his intention was to do cell rejuvenation for free to expand life. So yeah, he was involved with that. And I'm telling you, and this, it's crazy.
Like the Astro Dome? How big is the dome?
Did you ever see Biodome with Pauly Shore?
Same thing. Only it was literally he had a cause for it, and I used to play in the thing when I was a little kid, and there was no metal involved with it,
Right.
and it just had this unique. Howard Hughes put the money up for some of the research on this thing, and it had a lot of unique properties, and it's just and people still go there. They claim they get well when they go inside and they just sit in the damn thing.
When you get burnt like an ant, is there a magnifying glass in there?
No. It was just the energy was correct. But the same thing like with the pyramids. I mean, obviously, it was. They were great symbols and great things for people to worship and what have you. But I believe there was a lot more stuff going on, with it. I don't know, above my pay grade. But my conjecture is that they were machines. They were used for something else, which I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, Chad, I have a question from Sam, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Viagra.
Okay.
That's good. It's almost a good question.
It is. It's when is your movie coming out?
Well, you tell Sam to go in and into his checkbook and write me a check for $30 million, and we'll get it out in a year.
Okay, so we shouldn't be waiting around for this?
So it's in the works.
No. It's funny. When I talk about funny, I was in a meeting with a hedge fund out of China. They flew into L.A., and we met and talked about them putting up the cash, and they looked at my budget of $30 million, and they told me that it wasn't enough, and they said I should make it $40 million. I said, well, I'm all ears. So now I'm waiting to hear from them. It has to do. It has to do with the money. We're not, even though it's a smaller budget, it's a small budget movie, believe it or not. It's a small budget movie. But yeah, it has to do with financing and what have you. There's opportunity. If there's somebody out there listening who wants to get involved, God, give me an email, chad@giantrockmovie.com. We think this thing, first of all, it's one movie of three. It's a trilogy. I've got the sequel pretty much already written. Yeah, so we think that people out there with all the stuff that's in this thing, and the numbers come back, everybody in the world will want to go see this movie. It's not just this is not just some lightweight thing. This is something that you'll be excited as hell the minute you sit down, and you won't remember anything but when you sat down and when the lights come out. Yeah. So tell them, we're guesstimating, my guess is 2016. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, Chad, give out your information again one more time, how people can check out what you're working on and your website and all of that good stuff.
Absolutely, brother. Listen, contact me direct, chad@giantrockthemovie.com. Okay. Facebook, Giant Rock the Movie, and our website, which we've got some really cool trailers, so go see that. It's at www.giantrockthemovie.com. And if you forget anything, if you forget about this, just remember Giant Rock. Go on Google. You can find us through that way. Or Chad C. Meeks on Google. You can find us. Okay, so as far as that, but yeah, those three things. But go to my Facebook page and please like us and say, hey, heard ya. I just want to know who you're out there. Just give me a little zip on my Facebook. That'd be really cool if possible.
Yeah, they're also going to catch this show on podcast on iHeartRadio, and everything is on the DTM Wicked Radio.
So, all over the world.
Yeah,
Even Korea, remember?
Yeah, Korea, the West Coast. So
Shout out to Korea tonight.
Yeah, hello, Korea, whatever time it is.
Yeah, it's world. So you're going to get spread. Maybe you'll get, that one person that's ready to finance this whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
I like this.
That would be great. I would love it. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yep, Chad Meek. Thank you very much. You've been a great guest and been a lot of fun.
Oh, hey, it's been my pleasure. Listen, I'm gonna I'm gonna listen to you guys and your craziness. It sounds like a fun show.
Ups and downs.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have fun. Though. We have fun. But it's also,
You guys have fun.
you know, people learn, and that's great. So, hey, you have a great day.
Hey, wait, we didn't ask him the Ouija board question.
Oh, the Ouija board?
Yeah,
question?
quickly.
All right. All right, go ahead, Jeff. We have one question we
What?
ask of every guest.
What is your opinion of the Ouija board?
Okay, go ahead.
What is your opinion of the Ouija board?
It works.
Okay, you're on that side.
Words,
man.
yeah. All right. No, that sounds great.
It works.
That's
Yeah,
about
and little kids shouldn't play. Kids shouldn't play with that.
Yeah.
You really need to be an adult to play with it. Kids should not mess around with it. That's the other thing too.
I even think
Yeah.
some adults shouldn't play around with it.
Yeah.
And unstable adults should not play around with it. But I mean, seriously, that stuff works. I mean, you get a few spirits together, the power is amplified into the thousands as far as that, with your little fingers on that, with what you're concentrating on that Ouija board. I mean, it's incredibly powerful. So, yeah, it's a tool. I mean, but like some of these things, I mean, be careful.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Chad, see me.
All right, man.
Thanks for being on Everything Paranormal with Mark and Jeff.
I'm Jeff.
Thanks, Mark and Jeff. Bye-bye.
Good night, Chad.
Hey, Jeff. Wow.
I want to know what they do when we don't know what they're doing.
I kind of ran out of time. I had more questions.
Yeah, I'm on again.
With all the UFO abductees we've had on the show, just like the first one, they got psychic abilities from it.
Maybe he
Which
was
is really cool.
psychic to begin with.
That's what I was thinking, but we just kind of ran out of time. That's what happens. It happens. We only pay for 2 hours. That's what we get.
That's what they're doing, though. They're taking our sperm. And they are. And they're putting it into the alien women because they're trying to become us.
Where are they hiding the probes?
Where do you get sperm from?
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
That's where they're hiding them, probably.
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Where does he get sperm from? Danny, my producer. Danny, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here, guys.
All right, I gotta find a co-host that's not like this guy's out of control.
That's my theory, that they're coming back for sperm. And they're
Oh, my
putting it
God.
with their women, and they
Put it out there.
told us that we're all part alien to begin with.
We are.
So that's where they are.
All right. I just want to give a shout out to Denny. Denny's doing a great job. They're producing the show. Nice job, Denny.
Thanks, guys.
Think you agree with my theory?
Hey, anything's possible.
All right, that's a good neutral. Yeah, stand on it.
You can tell he's married. That's what a married guy would
That's
say.
nothing to do with being married. It has to do
Well,
with...
no, it is. That's why he's smart. He's still married.
Because why is all,
Yep.
all the probing is done in the...
Well, we're not talking about probing. We're talking about agreeing. I'm not talking about the
Yeah.
probing thing.
Telling you.
Oh, God. All right. Thanks, Denny. Doing a great job.
Half a sperm.
All right. Anyway, time for our next guest, one of our favorites of the show. Jeff, I think we might have found somebody that's a little crazier than you.
Ah, he is. He's the king.
In fact, I hear that you guys are in a competition.
Yeah, good competition.
Yeah, for the
Mr. Ghostbox against the guy that...
investigator of the year.
The guy that investigates behind the scenes.
Yeah, but he's good. He gets all kinds of stuff.
He does. He's very
But Jeff does too. You guys are both great in your own right.
Mike is the Ghostbox king.
All right, all the way from Ohio.
Mark?
Back now, right?
Yeah, we're there.
Oh, we were just practicing there. That's what that was. All right, Dennis, we're live.
Yep, you guys are all there. Your guest is there.
Live from Salem.
What are you guys doing in Boston? You guys are messing everything up.
Hey, we're talking all kinds about, good stuff about you, and
You're not dealing with a haunted house.
that's what happened. Your spirits in your home are saying, "Beat it, get out of here. We don't want to talk right now."
Well,
That's
as you were introducing me, I was telling the spirits in my home, please don't mess this up for me. And as soon as I said that, it kicked me off the phone. So.
You did. Right again, all the way from Ohio, our buddy there, Mike Redding.
Mike Redding.
Oh man, you're the man. No,
You are.
I told Jeff that I was not going to talk about this, but what's up with that with the whole competition between you and Jeff?
I was humble.
Yeah, just you have so many Facebook friends. And,
I'll never get an investigation again.
no, you blew Jeff out of the water. He's thinking about retiring now.
That's it.
Well, you know what? When I tagged his name, nobody on his friends list was picking him. They were picking me, so his friends were picking me. What is up with that?
I don't think they're my friends, is what you
No, I was looking at it. I said, no, I'm not touching this. I didn't even respond. I didn't want to.
My own brother didn't stand up for me. What do you think of that?
I remember once when we were kids and I stuck up for Jeff, and I said something, and it's like big friend kicked my ass. So I said, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I had to tell a couple of them, like, it's just for fun, because they were like really like yelling at you and calling you names. I'm like, jeez.
I know. Good fun.
One was, but you know what? I straightened that out. I messaged her, and what it was
No, but her husband got pissed at you.
yeah, her husband messaged me back. What are you bugging my wife for? I'm like, because I didn't like the fact that she said that about me. And then he goes, it wasn't her. It was someone else on our team that they have access to this. And he goes, we got to put a stop to this.
Mike
this
Griffin.
and that.
The paranormal guy.
So,
yeah, don't mess with him.
what I said to him, then I messaged him back, and I was like, well, you can still check out my site, angelsguide.org. And he's like,
I like him. And you know how you get
Yeah.
thumbs up on Facebook? They got a big middle finger for Jeff.
and then she friended me too, so all's good.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. To all the listeners, I did a radio show on my Spreaker account, which is Everything Paranormal, and it's about his website, numerology and life coaching. Check that out, man. It's got almost 100 listens.
Thanks a lot for that. That was pretty cool. I like that.
Yep. That was
Yes.
awesome.
You're the man.
Yeah, man. I like to support my friends from Boston, man. I love you guys.
We were just saying, we want to take a trip up there to go see you some night.
Yeah, we gotta check that out. Come up here.
Check out my house, man. It's haunted. I keep telling everybody come here, but they won't. So I'm
Well, actually, while you're talking
Yeah,
about
check him out on
that,
that.
why don't you tell the deal that you got going on, Mike?
What's your deal? What's going on now with Redding Paranormal?
With your house.
Oh, no.
with my house, yeah. If you go to ColumbusGhostHunters.com, right on the front page is all the details. I'm having paranormal teams come to my house to get evidence, because they go places and they don't get nothing. But if you come here, you're going to get something. You're going to get, any piece of equipment that you have, it's going to go skyrocket. The obelisk or the spirit box or night vision or DVR system. My house is active. I've logged over 2,000 hours of audio in my home. I got over 390 videos on 3 YouTube accounts. So this place is very active, and if you come here, you're going to get evidence. So just trying to give back to the paranormal community, you know?
Yeah, which is really cool. Now, you always, in the past shows, you've gotten evidence and you get good audio with these spirit box.
Yeah, you ain't good.
In fact, you got to remind me, we're going to talk about spirit box in a second. But, yeah, when these people all come in, do they get anything different? Or, two questions. And do you also, you know how you communicate with them all the time, all the spirit in your house? Do they get any feedback with all these other people?
No team has came here yet. But when I joke around with the spirits in my home, I'm like, if a team or some people comes in and starts asking you a bunch of questions in the dark, what are you going to do? And I get the spirits sometimes will go, boo.
I was like, so you're going to scare them? And they're like, yeah. So they have a sense of humor, man. Like, they understand what they're doing. So they're going to, whoever comes here is going to get a lot of evidence.
We were thinking we'd like to head up there at some point. Ohio. Yeah. Take a road trip.
Hey, what's round on the ends and high in the middle?
Ohio. It's jokes. What's Ohio for?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, like, you know.
What's Ohio stand for?
No,
What's
Ohio
it famous for?
David, what do you guys? What goes on in
The
Ohio?
Browns.
The Browns.
Oh, the High State Buckeyes, man. This is the best college football team in the country. Plus, Mike's here. I'm here.
Yeah, we know that, but like these. What do you guys?
We got the Ohio State Fair. We got Cedar Point, Kings Island. Not really much of anything, really. We just got some events every now and then.
I went there.
The Buckeye, the Buckeye, the Cardinal. The Cardinal, that's a state bird, so.
Yeah.
Cardinal, that's my totem bird.
What's ours? The turkey, right? It's Massachusetts.
Yeah, we got a turkey.
What the hell is that? A turkey.
Yeah, turkey's.
I love being on your guys' show because you guys are brothers, and when you guys talk at the same time. So I'm trying to like focus in on who's talking. It's so funny.
We're getting better, but can you understand? No, we funny.
Can you tell us apart?
What's that?
Can you tell us apart?
I don't know.
Oh God, Jeff is the real good, funny one.
So I can really say stuff, and then they'll think it's Mark.
Yeah, that's it. Didn't have my whole life. And then
That's funny.
It's Mark.
nice.
This is Mark.
I want to say to all the listeners out there that because a lot of people that I know is actually listening because I'm on here. So your ratings just went up like 5,000 decibels because I'm on here. So that's good for new fans and downloads and stuff. But can I get everyone, when this show goes off, to go to angelsguide.org, angelsguide.org, and check out the website. It's about numerology, mentoring, and coaching program. And Jeffrey Legere. Did I say your last name right?
Legere, I've been called worse though, that's for sure. People really know the name. Legere.
Oh, okay. Well, I was close enough. Well, yeah, go there and check that website out, angelsguide.org. It's pretty cool.
Thank you very
There
much.
you go.
I like what you did. That's.
Touching.
I was sitting there
I'm
listening.
taking on Zach.
Yeah.
I want to take him on, man. I want to take him on.
People are sick of Zach.
Zach. Oh my God! Every show he gets possessed.
Yeah, he's taking.
Yeah. I'm gonna puke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, first.
I like Aaron. Aaron's good. Aaron's
funny.
The whole crew's actually good
Yeah,
except for
Zach's
Zach.
good too. He's all right.
Nah, he's freaking so Hollywood now.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
It's
Yeah,
good.
don't get shy because you're on the radio. I mean, I don't like Zach Bagans, and I say it very proudly, so it's okay. Freedom of speech, man.
Changed. He's gotten more Hollywood. He really has.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my, and these other guys are getting the evidence, sitting in the jail cells by themselves,
Yeah.
doing EVPs, stuff like that. Hey, Mike, you like the Ghost Box SB7?
I can turn it. I can turn it on right now, and probably get spirits to say hi and what's up. I don't know. The spirits in my home are just cool as hell. I mean,
I'm going to do that in a second, but I'm thinking, right, have you heard, what's the SB11? Is that what it is? The new spirit
new
box? It's
I don't understand
it's
that.
like-
Like a double one?
Yeah, it's like double the spirit box.
Why would you need?
oh man, yeah, I haven't heard about that. I got the 7.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'd make your head explode listening to 2 of those at once.
All right, Mike, fire it up. Let's see what we get there. You have it ready?
Give me about 22 seconds. So until it loads up, I just want to say check out my website at readingparanormal.web.com and tomorrow more. Oh shoot! Hold on.
What's your personal phone number?
I pulled out the damn. I pulled out my speaker plug. Hold on, let me use the computer real quick.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, we don't want no we don't want no reverb, man. Yeah, I am funny. I get that a lot.
Funny looking.
That's what makes me. That's what makes me awesome, dude. I'm funny.
We could go hang out with Mike, have a couple of beers. We have a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Ohio, but we are.
If you guys are serious, hey, if you guys are serious, I got 3 bedrooms, man. You guys can come up here, talk to me off of the radio, and you guys can come up here anytime you want, man. Next weekend, whenever you want. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's get our schedules together.
Where are you? Where are you in Ohio?
I'm in Columbus, capital.
Columbus, yeah. Yeah, so my girlfriend's sister's like right near there, and it's nice. We'll have a good time.
Oh, yeah, we'll go get some drinks and hang out and talk to some spirits.
Yep, let's do it.
Columbus bound.
It's only a couple hour flight, right? It's not far. What time is it there right now, Mike?
It is 7:44 p.m.
Same time. Same time, all right. What did I think it was like 1 hour behind? 2 hours behind? I don't know.
Don't know.
And
I don't know. I just want to say I love Boston. I love Boston. I love the Boston Red Sox. I love your city. So,
if you ever come up here,
you gotta come see us.
yeah, I mean, we got rooms up here.
We got shit to show you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of good stuff up here.
There's like,
awesome.
just around here, there's
Salem
something going on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy busy too, which is good. Crazy busy.
All right, well, I got the spirit box on. I hope it sounds good. Interrupt me if it doesn't sound good, and I'll turn it off. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. What I want to try to do is see if they can if we can communicate with the spirits in your house from here.
Yeah, let's try that.
So let me turn on. Put the phone on speaker. Hold on. You're on speaker. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's on. Go ahead and say something.
Hey, we want to talk to Mike's spirits. We're over here in Boston. Can you talk to us from there?
A female just said, hey.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
What's up? Hell yeah! Thanks, bro. You said what's up. I get so excited.
Hey, do you know what city we're in?
I heard right there.
What?
I say, did you know? It's just me. I heard.
You'll have to record that and play that one back. I think it said Salem.
Wow. You know, I'd like to say it like this, right? I'm sorry, I'm lost. What town am I in?
Yeah, that's cool. You said, what's up, man? But you see, when I turned it on, did you hear how long it was quiet? They were
quiet at first.
Yeah, they were respecting me. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's undeniable the things that we get on it, and I'm sure you get tons more than we get.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, it's just things
love it.
that. I mean, if you're going over, you know, like 4 seconds, and you're going over like whatever, how many stations, you know?
It scans a station per second, basically.
Yeah.
So within actually even quicker than that. So about a second, you get like 4 stations. So if you get like a sentence or a couple of syllables or a word, it's plus. My point is, you know, if they answer in direct response to what you're saying or asking, how can you deny that?
Well, the 2,000 hours I have logged in my home and elsewhere is on SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud.com, just type in Ghost Hunter 36, and there's actually almost complete sentences that I'm using on this spirit box. It'll say, Mike, you're awesome. That's being said from using the SB7 spirit box. Or, Mike, or almost saying I need help, but it still can spit 3 words out, man. And that's really cool.
Now, have you ever crossed any of them over?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. Every time I do it, they'll always like touch me, and I get really cold and stuff. It's really cool. But like, if say for example, there's 6 spirits in my home, and I cross them over, and 1 second later, there's going to be 6 more that replaces them. And I've been told by multiple people that's always going to happen. Whenever they leave, there'll be others to replace them.
There's a portal there. Is it because
They just don't can help them.
Mike, are you sensitive?
No, I'm not sensitive, but I mean, I've been in the paranormal field a lot, so, like, you know, I know when they're around because Buckeye, my dog, I've been training him. But no, I don't have any gifts or anything. I use equipment, or I don't make a noise, or they'll make the lights flicker, and then that's when I know they want something, and then I'll get on the SP7 or the Echo Box.
Yeah.
The Echo Box is an app that Danny from Big Beard Studios makes. It's a badass app, man. It works wonders.
Really?
Download it. It's $20. I promise you, it's 10 times better than the Spirit Box.
Tell our listeners again, what is it?
It's called Echo Box. ECHODOX.
All right. Check it out, Jeff. Write it down. Echo Box.
Yeah, $20. It's an app. It's not a toy. And it's real, man. I've taken it to cemeteries, and it's real. I don't think any young kids should be playing with it.
All right, cool. What's it do?
Do the same thing as like the
Ouija board
Spirit
steroids.
box? Like with
Yeah,
the...
just like a Ouija board.
Wait, there we go talking at the same time again. All right?
What?
Yeah. All right. Jeff.
I'm dying. I forget
So
what
what we're going to listen. It's been confused the shit out of
That
me,
question was like 3 minutes ago. I can't remember it.
All right.
Hey, continue on.
Zip, squirrel. So, what do we talk about now?
Hey, was that what they...
It's Mike Running.
Is that the spirits? Were they talking to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys got good ears, man. Yeah, I just turned this on, and they were saying, "What's up?" I'll see if they'll say hi to you. So let me talk. Let me put you on speaker.
See if they know our names.
All right.
Well, you guys said, Nicholas. When you say hi, Nicholas, talk. Yes, talk. Talk is good. Nicholas, say hi to my friends. Can you say what's up? Yes.
I just said it twice.
I didn't say yes.
I just said it twice. I said, what's up?
Folks, you got to
And then I
listen.
said it again.
Yeah.
I said, what's up?
What
Yes.
just for the listeners who you want to like definitely hear it. It's definitely there, Jeff. It's riding white noise. It said twice. It's like what's up?
Yeah.
And then it said it again. What's up?
Yeah.
I heard it too.
It said,
I
"What's
heard
up?
it. Absolutely
What's
heard
up?"
it. Yeah, it's like it's way under the other loud stuff.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that because when I do my that is so awesome. A lot of people don't know that. Like
Oh
spirits
yeah. Oh no,
keep
absolutely.
within the white noise, and
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
listen really well, man. I'm telling you.
There's
Right,
actually
right. You can hear the louder, like the radio, bap, 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 and then
Yeah.
what's up?
There's actually...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like a lot of my friends that will listen to it and go, I don't hear anything.
Yeah. No, we learned to
Absolutely.
listen to the second
Yeah,
and sometimes the third. The third one, they're doing full sentences.
Yeah.
Those out. The
What's
second
up?
one, they're doing like quick 3 or 4 words.
You know what I find is cool sometimes when you slow it down too. When you slow it down in the
Yeah.
audio, it's
Yeah.
like, then they talk slow. And it's
We
like,
do too.
instead of what's up, it's like, get the fuck out of here, Jeff. Or something. It's just the way it works.
Sometimes we do that to our voices just to have fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, it depends on the people we're working with, but yeah, we don't. But anyway,
But it's like there's
we
definitely
do have fun.
there's 3 different layers that you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear like the quick bursts that are they don't take a lot of energy, and you got the middle ones where it's like a different frequency where they're getting longer sentences. The last one it takes like not a lot of energy for them. They can get full sentences.
I think there's more than 3. I mean,
Yeah, those are the 3 I hear. I read anything more than that. I don't. I'm not freaking dog.
well, then we can get more into detail where we have more like negative or something, like trying to disguise themselves as a higher voice, like a little kid. There's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
But then too.
Hey, when you guys get an extra minute this weekend, hop over to my YouTube channel, just type in Everything Paranormal, and check out some of my videos, man. A lot of them are of me asking the spirits to show themselves when the SP7 is running, and they show themselves, but the energy here isn't that strong, so you're not going to see full body apparitions, but you will see some crazy orbs and plasmas in my home, easily. And faces and pictures, too, so there's a lot of that.
Yeah, for him, Jeff.
What's that?
the electromagnetic pumps that I have a couple high, and basically if you read them with the EMF meter, you plug them in to AC the 110 volts.
Yeah, but you'd see an apparition then.
That's what I'm saying. You put a couple of those things out, you're going to fuel so much electromagnetic energy into that air where you could, I mean, they already communicate with you all the time anyway, like on a daily basis.
I'm sure they want you to see
They're
it.
ready to show themselves, but they need more energy. Put those pumps out, it'll be crazy. Then videotape it. Make sure you tag us when you're famous.
Yeah.
Don't forget us.
Remember us when?
Mark and Jeff.
Oh God, yes. Hey, listen, to all people that's listening, if you go on Facebook and you like, and you go over and type in Reading Paranormal in the search bar, my like page will come up. In the month of June, I gave away a Canon night shot camera to somebody. Just sharing my post, man. I give away prizes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm keep trying. Hopefully we're gonna win something, Jeff.
Yeah.
Unity, yeah, I've seen both of you share it, but the generator didn't pick you, so I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're gonna share more of it. We're gonna share it every page we know, Jeff.
That's right.
Oh,
Share.
you like
the prize that I'm giving away in the month of August is valued either real close to $200 or over $200 that I'm just giving away for sharing a post. I'm not going to say what it is, but check it out at Reading Paranormal, my like page, and August 9th, I will let everybody know what it is.
Nice.
Oh, got me thinking now.
$200. Let's see.
$200. Jeff won $500 today.
Yeah, I won a scratch ticket this morning. I was
bastard.
psyched.
Man. Jeez.
It was right at a good time.
Yeah, good. Good for you.
See, angels and dreams.
Yeah, but if you're
What do
really
you think
psychic,
becomes
you would have saw
reality?
that coming. You didn't even see it coming. I hear psychics get those questions all the time. People have a psychic ability. You know, where's the lottery number going to be?
Yeah.
It's like, shut up.
Or they said, hey, how come you didn't know you were going to get divorced? I did. It was an
It
experience.
was her fault. She was a little nuts.
Yeah.
And if you get any cool spirits and stuff that wants to hang out, send them my way. Just tell them, say, go to Mike Redding's house, and then let me know that they're coming.
Yeah, your spirits don't let them in.
I actually got, I have some guys not that might want to come over.
Yeah, if they're good spirits, my spirits will let them in. But if they're like assholes, they won't let them in. Like, I got all kinds of audios of the spirits in my home saying, "Get out!" Like really deep, like get out. It's just crazy, man.
What's the history of your house? What's why so many spirits?
I think it's him.
I think so.
I'm attracted to Mike.
Yeah.
Spirit Bodyguard. I got a video on YouTube that's titled Spirit Bodyguard. I asked him, I said, will you protect me from other spirits? And he's like, yes. I was like, that's sweet, dude.
It's nice. It doesn't have to do with your house.
What they have?
I think it has to do with you. Wherever you go, you would have this happen, I think.
Yeah. I went over to my uncle's house, and I was like, check this out, because he's a skeptic. And he's not a skeptic now, but when I was there, he was. And all the spirits in my home was like, Mike, what's up, Mike? And I was like, did you follow me? And they're like, yeah. So you're right. Wherever I go, they go.
Yeah. And even like, if say you move to another place and there would be other spirits that would come to you because they say, oh, look, this guy, he's good to hang out with, and
Well, they know they can.
and then they help you.
So right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why if you go, you're gonna, wherever you live, you would have a house full of spirits.
Well, you guys got 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
You going to do an exit?
Yeah.
Why, you want to get rid of us?
Yeah.
No. You guys are cool.
What
On
is
your
your plans?
website, do whatever you want to do.
Smile more.
Plug it out. You have about
Yeah.
2 minutes to plug your website again, Mike, and tell everybody how they can check out your stuff and get in touch with you.
Give some good details.
Good stuff.
That's easy. Okay, just Reading Paranormal is all you need for Facebook, Twitter, and Spreaker. Spreaker is where I do all my podcasts. So Spreaker.com, Reading Paranormal, Twitter, Reading Paranormal, Facebook, Reading Paranormal. And then my website is readingparanormal.com. As of tonight, it's readingparanormal.webs.com because I went ahead and paid for the domain for the next 10 years.
You're not going anywhere.
Mike Redding, thank you so much for being on Everything Paranormal with Mark and Jeff. It's our pleasure, bud.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Hey, God bless, man. Smile more. Peace.
Yeah, you too.
All right, you take care. Check out my website at witchcityghosts.com and Jeff's site at
angelsguide.org.
You guys, thanks a lot for listening. Check us out on DTMWickedRadio.com every Friday night. And you find us on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and all of that great stuff. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you.
Drive safe.